Welcome to a world where mysterious gates unleash terrifying monsters, and humanity's only hope lies with the powerful awakened. But this is the story of Ronan, a forgotten young man who steps into the unknown with nothing but a rusted sword and a heart full of determination.
The hidden Gatebreaker. The world had changed when the first gate appeared. These swirling portals tore through the fabric of reality, leading to monstrous dimensions filled with nightmarish creatures. The gates unleashed chaos, consuming cities and lives. But within this turmoil arose the awakened, individuals whose latent powers activated in the presence of these gates. The stronger the awakened, the higher their rank, with rank 8 standing as the pinnacle of human ability. And at the top of it all stood the Vanguard, an elite team of rank 8 awakened who saved cities and inspired awe. They were untouchable legends, basking in fame and respect. Their word was law, their power unmatched. To the world, there was no force greater than the Vanguard. But even they didn't know the truth. The gates held secrets, and among the masses was one who could surpass everything. Ronan wasn't a legend. He was a nobody. While the Vanguard were celebrated on news channels, Ronan worked dead-end jobs, barely scraping enough to keep his sick mother in the hospital. The bills were relentless, and every day was a struggle. His only ability was classified as rank 0, basic combat instincts, a pitiful skill that offered slight reflex enhancements. To most, Ronan wasn't worth noticing, but desperation pushed him to take risks no one else would. Low-paying gate runner contracts became his life. Armed with only a rusted sword and his willpower, Ronan entered the weakest gates to hunt monsters for meager rewards. Most rank 0s couldn't survive long in the gates, but Ronan was different. His fights were grueling, his victories earned through sweat and blood. And though no one noticed, each monster he defeated triggered something within him. His instincts grew sharper, his strength greater, his speed faster. The more he fought, the more he changed. Then he heard the rumors. The Gate of Eternity, a mythical portal said to hold the elixir of life, a cure for any illness. It was said to be a death trap, filled with monsters so powerful even the Vanguard dared not challenge it. But for Ronan, it was hope. He made up his mind. He would find the gate and save his mother, no matter the cost. Ronan's journey to the Gate of Eternity was grueling. He faced gates that pushed him to his limits. One was a molten cavern filled with lava-dwelling beasts. Another was a frozen wasteland where the air itself turned deadly. Each step tested him, breaking and rebuilding him. But with each battle, Ronan grew stronger. His once simple reflexes turned into something otherworldly. He began to see moments before they happened. His blows carried devastating force. By the time he reached the Gate of Eternity, he was no longer the same boy who'd entered his first portal. Inside, the gate was alive with danger. Towering creatures prowled its shifting terrain, their roars shaking the earth. Ronan fought relentlessly, each monster pushing him closer to death. But he didn't stop. He couldn't. His body screamed for rest, but his mind replayed the image of his mother, pale and weak in her hospital bed. He would not fail her. Finally, at the heart of the gate, he found it, the elixir of life, encased in a glowing pedestal. But just as he reached for it, the ground split, and the Guardian of Eternity emerged, a monstrous entity unlike anything he'd faced. It towered above him, its claws gleaming with deadly intent. The battle was ferocious. Ronan's instincts roared as he dodged its attacks by inches, striking back with newfound power. When the dust finally settled, Ronan stood victorious, the elixir in hand. Ronan thought his journey was over. He was wrong. The Gate of Apocalypse appeared soon after, a massive portal larger than any before, spewing an army of monsters. The Vanguard, confident in their abilities, entered to end the threat. But inside, they discovered the truth. The Gate of Apocalypse was no ordinary portal. Its monsters were stronger, faster, smarter. For the first time, the Vanguard faced defeat. Outnumbered and overpowered, they were driven to their knees, their legendary strength rendered useless. Just as the monsters closed in, Ronan arrived. At first, the Vanguard didn't recognize him. To them, he was a nobody, a lowly gate runner. But as Ronan stepped forward, the air around him changed. His presence was undeniable, his power overwhelming. He moved like lightning, his strikes precise and devastating. The monsters fell before him, one after another, their roars silenced by his blade. The leader of the vanguard, bloodied and stunned, watched in disbelief. "Who are you?" he asked. Ronan didn't answer. He was focused on the battle. The monster's final champion emerged, a titanic creature that radiated destruction. It was the strongest enemy yet, a true apocalypse incarnate. The vanguard watched as Ronan faced it alone, their awe turning to respect as he unleashed his full strength. The battle shook the gate itself, but in the end, Ronan stood victorious. When the gate closed, the world changed. News of Ronan's triumph spread like wildfire. The boy no one had noticed was now a legend. The vanguard, humbled by his strength, bowed to him, acknowledging him as the strongest awakened in history. But Ronan cared little for fame. His first act as a legend was to cure his mother, bringing her home from the hospital. For him, that was the true victory. Though Ronan's name became known across the globe, he remained humble. His journey wasn't about glory. It was about proving that even the smallest spark could ignite a blazing fire. And as new gates appeared, the world looked to Ronan, the hidden gatebreaker, for